I already have an issue with my F-150 Lightning. Is it a serious one? Well, follow along to find out. We're gonna go inside the vehicle to check this out, but I really didn't expect my first video on the F-150 Lightning to be about an issue. I really expected it to be a first impressions video, which will come out, and my first impressions of the vehicle are absolutely incredible. I'm extremely impressed, but I haven't even gotten to my first weekend with it to make videos on it, and I've got a service issue, a light. It won't fast charge on the DC chargers, and it won't actually, I just can't get it to charge. I played around with it the first time I tried to charge it, charged for 2 hours, and then it stopped charging. I played around with it again, got it to charge for about 45 minutes, and now it just won't charge at all. So welcome to the channel's new vehicle. Absolutely loving the handling, loving the drive, love a lot of things about it, but this isn't as fun. So in the future, I don't know if the charging needs to be tested on these vehicles, because I do believe there's a bulletin out right now about what to do if, well, the F-150 Lightning won't charge. So I think this is probably going to be resolved with just a simple little reprogramming, but let's take a look at the dash so I can show this to you. Okay, so when I went to charge it up, it wouldn't charge. I didn't get the little wrench and service vehicle soon light up right away. All I knew is that after 2 hours, it stopped charging. I didn't get the charge out of it I wanted. I had to play around for 5 to 10 minutes to get it to start charging again. And well, when it did start charging again, it only charged for 45 minutes. So that was Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, tried to charge it again, would not charge up. So now we've got this is what's going on with it. I'll share the screenshots from the Ford Pass. Love how Ford Pass, very cool. Ford Pass will tell you what's going on, what's the issue, and it, gives you a good explanation of what it could be. Now, if it is really just, it could be the charger here that I'm trying to charge on. I don't have my home charger set up yet, so is it just the charger? Could be. So I'll leave you, with that information, and I will be updating you really soon. The chargers I've been trying to run off are at work. There have been some electrical issues at work recently, so the charger could have done something to the vehicle, or this could actually just be, one of the rare Lightnings that will need to be, some programming or reprogramming done to it. And I'm gonna lose, the consequence of this isn't that bad. I'm losing the vehicle for an afternoon. They're keeping it overnight. Likely because they suspect that they're gonna have to upload a long program to it, a big file into the vehicle, and by tomorrow I'm gonna know what's going on. So do stay tuned. Last Monday, every Monday nights at 7:30 p.m. I do lives. I said I'd give you all honest and up-to-date information on my Lightning. Well, we'll be talking about it more in the live, and if in between then I've got good news or bad news, I'll share it. So in case you don't know who I am, I'm Johnny from Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. Spoiled my opinion of the Lightning yet. The acceleration and handling is incredible. This thing rides like a Rolls Royce and accelerates like a Porsche 911 or a Mustang Mach 1. This thing is wild, and I look forward to sharing my highs and lows with you, my first impressions, and everything you need to know about the F-150 Lightning. Now, I was really disliking the adaptive cruise control until I learned a little bit more about the options and solved a problem that you likely will have. I figured out what it was, but boy, was it ever frustrating me. And now I understand. Ford, you've done a good job setting this vehicle up smart, but you need to know what options to pick on this vehicle to make things work. I already did a video on the Blue Cruise to make that work, because the Blue Cruise naturally likely won't be set up in the vehicle. But this thing, I would hit the cruise control and it kept slowing down, and I didn't know why, but I've solved that problem. All right, I'm pretty happy. Let's talk solutions and tips, because how you enjoy your F-150 Lightning really is going to boil down to knowledge, what you know, and being ready and prepared. So know this in advance. So the solution for the F-150 charging problem, or really what was appearing as a service vehicle soon, Ford Pass was telling me to bring it to the dealership as soon as possible. And what's great, I had fantastic service. So I notified the dealership. They were saying, well, can you drop the vehicle off, leave it overnight? And in the end, I needed that vehicle that evening. I could still drive the F-150 Lightning. So what's cool is I drove it home the next day, right in the morning, dropped the keys off, and the service was incredible. Within 2 hours or less, we knew exactly what it was. So what they did, they hooked up a laptop to the F150 Lightning, and the laptop told them the real deal. So this is pretty cool. The charger plug, the laptop was saying that either the charger plug or the port on the vehicle, the receptor, had water or humidity, excessive humidity or water in it. And I do recall when I did plugged in the charger, there was some snow on the charger. I didn't really take the time to brush it off. I didn't look inside the hole. So those are two things you should definitely do. I was in a hurry. I plugged it right in and I started trying to charge up. So that's when Wednesday I had no ability to charge my vehicle. Thursday morning it was resolved, got plugged in, and very interestingly enough, actually, before the computer said of the error, we tried plugging it in and we're like, hey, this thing's actually accepting a charge. What's going on? So gave the keys just the same to service, because they said, well, you know what, we'll see what it was coding, what the laptop tells us, what the vehicle tells us. And it turns out water on the plug or water in the outlet. So a few tricks: make sure your plugs, make sure if it's raining or snowing that there's no wetness on them. So, dry them off if need be. Also, every time you get into your Lightning, even if you're at the grocery store, the shopping mall, when you go out, make sure someone hasn't opened up your trap just for the fun of it. And if it's on a rainy day, well, then realize you might face this problem. So keep it dry, folks. And for all the internal combustion engine guys out there that are going to say, oh, just another reason not to go electric, do keep in mind, already in 2023, I've seen bad gas, or gas with, I guess, must be maybe water in the gas, but what they're calling bad gas, causing problems for internal combustion engines. The gas station stopped selling gas, had to empty, I'm going to assume, had to empty out all that gas, put in new gas. So that can cause mechanical issues. Whereas here, what's amazing is the Lightning was smart enough to know to just not accept a charge and not have me face expensive repairs. A gasoline engine does not do that. For your gasoline engine, you put bad gas in, you're just going to have to live with the consequences, no matter how bad those consequences might be. So I'm really appreciating the F150 Lightning on that point. Now, I did have a small point of frustration with F150 Lightning, and that's because I was on Blue Cruise or just adaptive cruise control, and it kept slowing down. I pressed the plus button to get back to the speed that I wanted, and then every so often, pretty often actually, it would slow down. I found out in the options, speed sign recognition was on. And when speed sign recognition is on, guess what? Your vehicle is going to slow down to the speed of that sign. Well, when it says 65 miles per hour, I like to go just a little bit faster to keep up with traffic, or in my area, 100 kilometers an hour. Now I'm going to be doing a first impressions video coming right up. So please do stay tuned. Hit the bell notification, because I'm going to be talking a little bit about this right here. This is one of my first impressions. And one of the things that bugged me is in Canada, both the standard range battery and the extended range battery on the XLT comes with the same mags. At least in the States, you've got the Pro model mags, which actually I find quite nice. On the standard range battery, the extended range gets the Lariat's mags. So from the exterior, it's hard to tell the difference between an XLT and a Lariat. You've just got a small difference here in the grille. Now, if we go over, speaking of the Lariat and its different grille, between standard range battery and extended range battery, you've got the exact same look. You've got the same internal screen. So you've got that 15-inch center console screen on both. Really, the visual difference, you kind of have to check. One, the extended range battery has the panoramic roof, which is great. It's a ton of glass. Most of your roof is glass. First section opens. It's great that they throw it in there. But one of my first impressions is I would like, when we get up to 85,974 US dollars or 110,000 Canadian dollars for an extended range, could we have some different mags? Now, I wasn't sure about the mags, but now that I've got BF Goodrich tires, KO2s on it, I love the mags. And of course, these mags, they're made to help you with range autonomy. So they're mostly closed up. That does limit style options. So I did keep the mags to not affect my autonomy. And I'm hoping the BF Goodrich KO2 bigger tread won't affect autonomy, but I'll be doing tests on that and a whole lot more. Really, I want to put this thing through its paces. I'll probably do at least 10 videos on the Lightning, so stay tuned. We're going to be covering it all. We've already done a video on how to set up your Blue Cruise because, well, from factory, the options in the settings almost certainly, very likely, won't be set up to allow Blue Cruise. You got to go turn on that adaptive cruise control. You have to tell the vehicle that you're allowing it to take control, use all the sensors. You need to have all the sensors on, all the alerts on. You need to have the lane keeping on. You need to have the adaptive cruise control on. But I do a whole video showing you how to do that, and I do highly recommend that you link this vehicle up with FordPass because it's pretty cool. FordPass gave me some details on what was going on with my vehicle, and of course then the dealership also gets this information. So I came in, they tapped away on the keyboard, and they're like, yeah, we see you've got a problem. It could be this, this, or that. You know, can we have your vehicle? Since you're already here, can you leave the vehicle here for the afternoon and come back tomorrow? And then I couldn't. It's amazing. I got great service. I came back the next morning and they said, well, minimum condition, we'll be able to, quickly plug in the computer on this and let you know what's going on, and we'll make an action plan from there. The action plan from there was awesome. The laptop and the vehicle talk together, let us know exactly what's going on. Beware of water, snow on the plug or on the receiving end, the charge end of things. And do keep in mind, when you're on a faster charge rate, these vehicles, almost certainly your Lightning is going to be programmed to stop charging at 90%. So don't think there's a problem with your vehicle. It's actually protecting itself. And actually, if you're on a fast charger, what's great is usually the cost goes considerably up when you're trying to get up to 100%. So when you do want to get up to 100%, leave that for at home. And do remember, I had my brother just the other day saying, gas this, gas that, and really not ready for electric. Not as much of a fan as I am. And he was saying, the network. And I reminded him, well, your gas station is your home. Unless you're living in an apartment that doesn't have access to this, as long as you have a charger where you live, your gas station is at home every single day. So very cool. And I am loving one feature, and that's when you can choose either when you're plugged in or even when you're not plugged in, the vehicle can warm itself up and get that battery at perfect operating temperature and get the inside of the cabin to just the way I like it for when I step into the vehicle to drive off to work. Looking forward to giving you more updates on this. Hope to see you on our Monday live show at 7:30 p.m. So until next time, we wish you all more cars and more power.